के लिए डर रहे हो. Okay, so definitely safety is not the right concern. You can invest in the gold. It can save you from inflation, but it will not give you a capital appreciation. The only capital appreciation you can invest that is from equity market. And you not only India, if you see in US market, they have 160 years of capital market history. Equity is the by far the best asset class that can give you a capital appreciation. Okay, now आप ये बोल सकते हो, sir, I understand what you say, but based on the historical data you are talking about, but what is the guarantee if I invest today I will get more or less similar return going forward investing in the stock market? How many of you believe that if you invest today you will get more or less similar return going forward, let's say 10 years? If you believe, please type believe in the chat box. Yes, I can. If you do not believe, you can say no. I believe. Okay. Now, I also believe, and I will show you with an equation. And this equation, you should note it down. This equation what for India as well as any country, you can see your indices growth, means Sensex or Nifty growth, is depending on the main three factors. Number one, your GDP growth rate plus inflation plus corporate profit. Now, what is the GDP growth rate going forward? India का GDP growth rate 10 साल के लिए कितना हो सकता है on an average year on year? Can anybody type it in the chat box? We're going to be the third largest economy. Can anybody tell me what will going to be the GDP growth rate on a last quarter or last to last quarter? 8.2, then 5.4, and on an average yearly कितना हो सकता है? I can see 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 6.5, 8.5. Okay, I take 7.5 on an average. ठीक है, कभी quarter कम हो सकता है, ज़्यादा हो सकता है. 7.5. What will be the inflation rate in India? I'm talking about CPI, Consumer Price Index, not WPI. What will be the inflation rate? We are someone the जो population है, inflation आपको लगता है कितना हो सकता है on an average? Consumer Price Index, not WPI. In percentage, yes. 8 to 10%, yes. Last 3 months was the highest among inflation. Inflation is almost in double digit. Okay, चलो मैं 7.5 ले लेता हूँ on average. 7.5 plus 7 to 15% plus 2-3% corporate profit ज़्यादा अच्छा हो गया. You will make 16 to 18% growth in equity market going forward. For this equation said that. Okay, now आप बोलो ठीक है, 16 to 18% return मिलने के लिए I will invest in the index fund and I will invest for 10 years. I will get kind of a return. But इसके लिए आपके वेबिनार में आने की क्या जरूरत है? ये तो it's a no-brainer. But how many of you wanted to make money faster and fastest by investing in the stock market? Please type FFF in the chat box. Fast, faster and fastest by investing in the stock market. क्योंकि उतना तो हो ही जाता है, but उसके लिए मेहनत करने की जरूरत है. Yes, I can see you can. Yes, FFF. Thank you. Now, that's easy अगर इंडेक्स फंड में इन्वेस्ट कर दो. बट अगर आप उससे भी जल्दी पैसा चाहिए, आपको दो चीज सीखना बहुत जरूरी है. नाउ व्हाट यू नीड टू लर्न. नंबर वन, व्हाट टू बाय. आपको क्या चीज खरीदना है. आई कॉल देयर आर 3 टाइप ऑफ स्टॉक इन द इंडेक्स. अगर निफ्टी में 3 टाइप का स्टॉक्स है. वन इज एन very poor quality stocks. If you invest, your capital is gone. Like Yes Bank, 7NR, Brightcom. If you invest, your capital will going to be Satyam, Yes Bank. These are the company you should not be investing. Some of the stocks are very good quality stocks, like Hindustan Lever, Asian Paint. If you invested in this type of stocks and stay invested, you get a 3-4 years average return. FD जैसा return मिलेगा. But if you invested high quality stocks like RBNL, Avondale, Man Alumni, these will going to multiply your return. These are high quality stocks and become a potential to become a multi-bagger. Now, what to buy, you need to learn. Now, second thing is even difficult. When to buy and when to sell. कब खरीदना है, कब बेचना है. Now, you cannot do that. अगर आप MSCI, CDA, Bollinger Band, ये सब चीज देख रहे हो, इससे आप कुछ कर सकते हो, but आगे बहुत ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते हो, because this is where the big player play. और आपका पूरा इक्वेशन चेंज हो जाएगा. You need to learn when big player is buying and selling, and you need to buy along with that. I will show you in the later part as well. Before I move, I will show you a video. Watch this video. This is from Steve Jobs, who has started his company from garage and created $3 trillion dollar, more than $3 trillion company, and listen to his philosophy. If you understand that, it is, and you can win the stock market game.
In other words, they measured how much energy it took for a bird to get from point A to point B compared with the energy it took a fish to get the same distance, and a goat and a person and all sorts of other things. And they ranked them. And it turns out the condor won. Condor was the most efficient. And man came in with a rather unimpressive showing about a third of the way down the list. Somewhat disappointing. But someone there had the insight to test the efficiency of man riding a bicycle. And man riding a bicycle was twice as good as the condor, all the way off the end of the list. And what it really illustrated was man's ability as a tool maker to fashion a tool that can amplify an inherent ability that he has. And that's exactly what we think we're doing. We think we're basically fashioning a 21st century bicycle here, which can amplify an inherent intellectual ability that man has and really take care of a lot of drudgery to free people to do much more creative work.
Now, what you understand, you need modern tools and system to win the stock market game. आज के दिन में without modern tools and system, it's very difficult. We'll show you some of the tools in the later part. Now, how to make money faster? To make money faster, you need to identify this type of stock. These are called multibaggers. Now, if you have invested in Bajaj Finance in 2012, 1 lakh invest किया होता, आज के दिन में 1 crore हो जाता. So let's say Avanti Fail, you can make 337x. Astel could have made more than once here. So how many of you wanted to learn the secret of identifying the multibagger stocks and wanted to make at least 10x return in 7 to 10 years span of time? Please type 10x in the chat box. How many of you wanted to identify the secret of multibagger? Please type 10x. Yes, we are committed to tell you the secret of identifying the multibagger stock. Okay, now this is the first step. Now, चलो 7 से 10 साल तक मल्टीबैगर में वेट कर सकते हैं, इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. उससे भी जल्दी किसको पैसा बनाना है विद कैपिटल सेफ्टी? प्लीज टाइप फास्टेस्ट इन द चैट बॉक्स. उससे भी जल्दी, मल्टीबैगर से भी जल्दी पैसा किसको कमाना है? फास्टेस्ट. ओके, ग्रेट. नाउ लिसन, आपके जो मैंने बोल रहा था, आपने एक बी में 1 करोड़ इन्वेस्ट किया है. नाउ आपके पास एफडी नहीं है, आपके पास आप एक की जगह 100 करोड़ है, 100 करोड़ है. Now, before I tell you that, okay, so देखिए, कोई भी stock, index, commodity, currency, they do not go in a straight line. कभी नहीं जाता. FD होता है, कभी नहीं जाता है. The reason because of the volatility, and this is because of demand and supply mismatch. Now, आपको जो मैंने बोल रहा था 100 करोड़ है, आप ट्रेड कर रहे हो HDFC बैंक में. आप सोच रहे हो मेरा जो 100 करोड़ में मैं एक ट्रेड करूं और मैं प्राइस को इन्फ्लुएंस कर दूं, अपर सर्किट और लोअर सर्किट लगा दूं. Are you able to do that? Yes, no in the chat box. HDFC बैंक में जितना मार्केट कैप है 100 करोड़ का आपका कैपिटल से आप इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकते हो? Yes or no in the chat box. कौन सोच रहा है yes कर सकते हैं? 1 रुपया से ज्यादा कर ही नहीं सकते हो. 100 करोड़ कुछ भी नहीं लेता है मार्केट कैप में, आप नहीं कर सकते हो. बट मैं आपसे एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूं, FII और DII वो लोग कर सकते हैं कि नहीं? उन लोगों के पास लाखों करोड़ों का 10 सेकंड के लिए हाँ वो कर सकते हो. FII DII वो कर सकते हैं कि नहीं? Yes. Now, if you know when FII is selling and if you sell with them, if you buy when FII are buying, we'll tell you show you the setup. If you can do that, you will make even faster money with the capital safety. क्योंकि यहाँ big player support है, आप उसके साथ जा रहे हो तो आपका stop loss hunt ही नहीं होगा. We'll come to that in the later part. Okay. Now we'll talk about the first part, how to identify the multi-bagger stocks out of 6,000 plus stock listed in the stock market. To identify the multi-bagger stocks, we have a system called, this is called EQ method. We eliminate, evaluate and find the exceptional stock. तो मैंने आपको 3 टाइप का स्टॉक बोला था. Bad and average quality stocks you need to eliminate fast. Then you will evaluate based on the principle. We'll talk about the principle, and finally we'll get the exceptional stock based on the valuation. This is how we get into the multi-bagger stock. Very simple setup, but you have to follow the step by step. Okay. Now, before I move forward, I wanted to talk about Trisha. She has joined almost 2 years back. Within 3 months span of time, her portfolio has gone up by 37%. Within 10 months span of time, her portfolio has gone up almost 3x, and she has able to achieve this because out of 20 stocks, 5 become a multi-bagger. So listen to her and I'll explain this further.
Hi everyone, this is Trisha, a